I'm moving things around really quickly. And so it doesn't take a lot. I'm going to actually bring it about here. We're going to raise this up. We're going to get a couple apple boxes. And we're going to shoot underneath. Okay, bring that. No, you're good. Well, I'm going to slide it like this. So you're going to step up to the podium. And we're going to raise this up a little bit more. Okay, we're going to go one higher. One higher here. Okay, one light, folks. And normally I don't use this lens, but I kind of want to, I'm going to be horizontal anyway. So let's just give me my other lens there real quick. And then we'll just, I usually use my 24 to 70 for this scenario. Okay. Why don't we take that one off? And then, because I like to be really close to my subjects. Okay, red dot to red dot. When you're colorblind, I don't see the red dot. Okay, we're going to get right in here. This is right over the top of my lens. Okay, we're going to get right in here.
I don't know what you did with the mold, like,
Okay, it did. I'm good. Okay, so this is what I love right here. So we're going to get in here like this. Okay. Now, let's see what power we have here. We're at 8th power. I don't know if that's going to be my power. Now, if I had a flash meter, would it help me? Do you think a flash meter would help me? What would a flash meter do? Flash meter tells me how much light is coming out of here and hitting the dome of the flash meter. So that could say F11, F12, whatever, or F8. But here's, why don't I just do this? Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Oh, that's firing. And I'm at ISO 200, which I don't want to be. Sorry. You got to be small. I'm at 320, actually. So let's go back to 100 ISO. We're going to go to 200 shutter speed at 7.1. I'm still probably going to be overpowered. Well, maybe not. That looks pretty good. Oh, she looks great. This looks gorgeous. Look at that. Okay? So actually, we're a little under. So let me go. So here's the beautiful thing about this strobe. I don't have to look at the dials. I go up here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's half a stop. So here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Ah! She looks gorgeous. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to punch it just a little bit. I might have gone too far on that one. So let's go back. 1, 2, 3. So I know now where I'm going to push the skin as far as I go and then come back a little bit. Just make sure I have detail, smoothness. I want to blow off the skin a little bit because what does that do? Cleans up the skin, right? So what's the fill card do? It's filling under here. So here we go. And this is the Rapid Box 36-inch Rapid Box. It's a great modifier at about, to me, that's about what? 2 feet, 2.5 feet. So I usually take the size of my modifier. So if I have a 3-foot modifier, it's a good place to start at 3 feet. 2-foot modifier, 2 feet. 7-foot modifier, 7 feet. 5-foot modifier, 5 feet. It's a good place to start for this kind of thing. This is Westcott's. So it's really simple. It just mounts right. It's lightweight, not a lot of weight on top of your boom. There's no sandbags. So you get too heavy, then you got to counter it. Here we go. Ready again? I love it. I love it. Gorgeous. Now bring both shoulders straight on. This is what I love right here. Yes. Now I'm going to back it up a little bit. Give me a little bit more. What that looks like. Look at the value of gray. If I want a darker gray, what do? Pull this away or push the background away or get a darker background. No. This is great. Yeah. So let's say, I think that's a pretty good gray. Mm-hmm. You know, if I want it a little darker, which might make it, but I can do that in Photoshop. I can vignette a little bit in Photoshop. But this is a good value right here. Beautiful, beautiful. Now do me a favor and just put your hands on your hips a little bit so I have a little bit of the slope of your arms. Now watch what happens here. I know this is kind of an athletic pose, but watch what happens. Now, it might be a little too far backed up, but watch what it does. It gives her a little bit more of those feathers and everything. Her shoulders are just a little bit more. Oh, that looks great. Beautiful. Beautiful. Do that chin up, a little cocky right there. I love it. So here's the thing. If my shadow under her chin, lip, nose, and eyes are not dark enough, what do? Raise the light. Watch this. That's about 4 inches. Watch what happens. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be darker. Come on. See that? Good or bad? That's how I change the mood of the shadow, by raising or lowering my light. So that was too much. So I think for me, again, right about over the top of the lens here is perfect. Right there. And as she lifts up her chin, it's going to take a little bit of the shadow out. Let's do one looking down a little bit. Okay? And then let's look at that. And that's going to get a little more shadow, a little bit. And if this is too much, I can, let's pull it out a little bit. I can just give a little less here. Ready? See what happens? So it should darken it just a tad. See, there it is. Actually, that's better. That's actually better. So let's pull it out. Let's do a series right here. Ready? 1. Here we go. There, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This looks great. I love it. This is my shot right here, folks. One light. See how simple it is? Don't make it overcomplicated. Also, think about this. Now, the closer you have your light source, the hollower the cheeks are going to be. So that's why a 22-inch beauty dish size is really good, because you get it in real close and it hollows the cheeks. See how hollow her cheeks are looking there? She's already got good-looking cheeks. Wait, let me rephrase that. She's got good-looking, hollowness here already, but I'm pushing that a little bit. Pull that hair back just a little bit, a couple more. So a 22-inch-ish would even hollow them even more. So if you have a model that's a little bit full in the face, this is a great look to do right here. This is what could be on any cosmetic, if you wanted, in terms of, this is before Photoshop, obviously. So, we want to make sure that we give Josette Red Wolf credit for this, or a shout out to all this wardrobe. We're going to use some more of her stuff in the next segment. But she designed all the feathers and the wardrobe here, beautiful stuff. And you can find her at
JosetteRedWolfDesigns.com.
Yes.
And we'll
post it.
And we're dropping the links into the chat room as well.
So thank you. Wonderful outfit here we've got. And so let's do this. Any questions at this point? I'm sure we got a ton. Do we have time for a few?
So if we could just back up and talk about the concept. So I know I've done this to you before, but and when you get in that working mode, you're just moving forward. And you're visualizing her, and I know that you have, do you have the background in mind now? Do you have the full concept in mind now?
You mean for later?
For later, the big picture concept. Can you talk about it a little bit?
Well, okay, so what I'm going to do is, in this scenario, I might leave it as gray, right? But I can always add a texture. I can always knock it out. She's got blonde hair, and there's plenty of room for me to do a knockout. Now, John, let's take that black board. Can we get it out really quick? I'll show you what I do. On occasion, I'll do this. I'll shoot. I usually just take this, but I'm using it as my, see I have black on one side here? What we do is we just put a shot and go click. Then I always know that I can knock out her hair out of that frame, and if I have another frame that blows out, I'm missing some hairs. Ooh, this might be a good shot, Jim. Here, slide it this way a little bit. So, oh, baby. That looks pretty cool. And we got a little bit of sheen on the black. But I know now I've got a frame in my series of her that have the hair, so I can always extract that, and then I go back to my other scene, if I'm gonna do knockout, and I can just go boop and drop it right in. It's perfectly cut out. Does that make sense? So that saves me struggling with a knockout that maybe didn't. Yeah. Here, let's do this. She looks great, doesn't she? Yeah, let me just do a couple more where you give me good bright eyes. Here we go. Yes, look at that. Woohoo, man. Let me just go back up here. All right, so I don't know what I'm gonna do later. That's the other half of being an artist. So I'm doing what I can here. I've covered my butt, hopefully. Then later I start playing. When it comes to backgrounds, what happens is a lot of times I'll pull a background, go, nope, nope, nope. Ooh, yes. The marriage happens. And so that's important later. And a lot of times I go to the background I shot in the last couple of weeks, right? So I'm going through and I go, oh yeah, I shot that one, and I pull it out because I have a bad memory. But no, I don't know 100% of what I'm gonna do.
And I like that. I think that's great that we're watching your workflow and how you work. So I think that's great to know that you aren't sure yet.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, let's take another question. So quite a few people were asking about using the model's natural movements. So P's Point had asked, is the style of watching a model's natural movements, is that the same way you treat all of your commercial shoots in the field? Do you like that, or do you, I mean, a lot of people are very insecure about posing models, and they try to structure it, and it kind of sees a lot of people up. They get nervous. It's the part that it really breaks down the shoot. I think for me personally, it makes me insecure. So can you talk a little bit more about that?
If someone said, could you write a book on posing? I'd say, no, I could not write a book on posing. Some people can. Some people are very aware of all the different posing styles and, you know, everything is perfect, how things work. I don't know that. Hands, but I'm watching it though. So as I'm shooting, I'm watching. So let's just, for example, let's say I got someone and they're like this. We know that's probably not gonna work, right? So I say, okay, relax maybe, just, you know, maybe like this. You know, maybe like this. You know, maybe like this. And so I'll watch them. And there's some, like for example, you do this to someone and they're like this. I've done CEOs where they could not cross their arms. They look so awkward. So you have to go with, you know, a look like this. So that's why, so I say, in my head, I want a crossed arm look. The model may not be able to pull it off, or just doesn't look natural. So that's why I don't have it too well thought out in terms of what I'm gonna pose, but I do have it when I see it. See, I guess that's what I'm saying. My intuition takes over and goes, that's the look. And some models will do, like for example, do you know this, what's the pose, like they'll do, yeah, kind of concave thing, right? I've had one model do that, and it looked like the most incredible pose, right? So the next girl that came in the door, I'm like, could you do that? And wouldn't work. Couldn't pull it off. So my theory is that if a model feels comfortable doing it, then they can pull it off. If they don't feel comfortable doing it, then it's not worth trying.